Right, we're back again with
Yeah.
another movie. We're back
Wat zien
again.
we weer?
See, NASA.
I see him! There they
This is
are!
when they began the Mars
There we
movement.
go! Over here, John.
Fake letter. I'm introducing all the NASA experts.
NASA is fake.
All right, let's give them one more round of applause now that we've got them all up here. Thank you very much.
This was in 2012. August.
Well, good evening, everybody, and welcome to Mars. I mean, to NASA.
Go to Mars.
About an hour and a half ago, I went outside and looked toward the west, and I saw Mars there, and I said, in an hour and a half, you are going to have a visitor. And the planet smiled, and I knew that we were going to have good luck. So with this, I want to introduce you our fearless leader, Charlie Bolden.
Boy, I'll tell you, Charles, thanks very much. First of all, just let me say thanks
This is when the
very much
Curiosity
to
Rover,
the entire team and all the teams not here. Some of the teams in places like Canberra, Australia, and up in Goldstone, because the Deep Space Network was what made it possible for us to be getting all the data and everything. So, you know, but today, right now, the wheels of curiosity have begun to blaze the trail for human footprints on
Because there are
Mars.
things we are not allowed to
Curiosity, the
see
most sophisticated
and to know,
rover ever built, is now
because
on the
probably
surface
that
of the
would
red
the
planet,
civilians make too
where it will
powerful,
seek to answer
or
age-old questions
to
about
Make
whether
the
life
civilians
ever
too
existed
powerful.
there
too
on
powerful if
Mars,
we know
or
if we
if
have
the
the same
planet can
knowledge.
sustain
Like
life
the
in the
government
future.
and NASA.
This
Yeah,
is an amazing achievement
they feast on the
made
knowledge.
possible by a team
That's
of
one
scientists and
theory.
engineers
They
from
want
around the
to
world,
profit from the
and
knowledge.
led by the extraordinary men and women
Or
of NASA, our Jet Propulsion Laboratory.
there is some pact
Nothing
with
in
an
robotic
alien race,
planetary exploration is harder,
which
more technically challenging, or as risky as landing on the
states
surface
that
of Mars. And I
the
know most
civilians
people
on
say,
Earth
how
need to
can you say
work
that? It
and
sounds so
gather
easy.
resources for
Trust me,
them, and the
historically,
government is
counting all
contacted by
missions
this
by all
alien race
countries,
and
the odds of
has
success are about
to agree with
40%.
it pact.
The
Otherwise,
recent
we are
U.S. record is better,
destroyed,
with now
or
6 successful missions,
Don't get
including
or
now
things
4
in
landings.
return.
or we don't get
Technology.
From my
or we
script
don't
overall,
or we don't
which is
get
always
technology in
dangerous, but
return, like
tonight,
the
and I'm
computers.
not
The
gonna,
last
I'm not
the
probably
last
not gonna
decades,
include all the
the
countries, but
technology
tonight
went
there are at
skyrocketed.
least 4
yeah.
countries,
Yeah.
and I won't name them,
Um,
who are on Mars. And they're on Mars
who knows what it
because
is?
they went with the United States.
There is some
So,
pact.
I
don't
know
know
this may
what,
sound
but
a
Secret
little
pact
strange in
between
this
an alien
international
race
environment,
and
but I want
and
everybody
and
to
the and our
understand
government.
what I
government.
say
Yeah.
and what I mean
Our
when I
government,
say,
and only the
you
governments
know,
know it
our
and
leadership
are allowed to
is
know
going to
it,
make this world
or
better.
maybe the Illuminati. I don't know.
Tonight,
So there is something.
That's a big conspiracy theory.
Yeah, I know.
But it can be.
as incredible
I
as
do
our
not
feat was tonight,
exclude that.
we just succeeded one
Let's
of
see NASA.
I'm not excluding it, and I'm not saying that
technologies
it
never
is true,
invented or attempted
but I
before
think
were
that it
created for
is
this
something
incredible
like
journey.
that,
Curiosity's final
or it
descent
is
was built
something.
7
Yeah.
minutes of terror, because in its 7-minute
to
trip to the surface, it had to
maybe
slow
there's
down
some
from 13,000
maybe there
miles an
is
hour to
something
0.
so powerful
And I think you've heard this
threatening
before.
us,
That's like driving 65 miles an hour on a
the
freeway
government
and
does
coming
not
to a
wish
complete stop in about
to
2.1 seconds.
know to let
Hundreds of
people
other
know
things had to
about
go
it,
just right,
because we
including
would all
parachute
flee in
slowdown at
terror.
supersonic
We would
speed, 8
all run
rocket
for the
engines to
hills
power a
with
final
our loved
descent,
ones
and
and
final
stop
soft
working.
landing by a new
So the
sky crane
complete
landing system.
economic system would collapse.
Curiosity will spend the
If
next
we
2
hear
years
that there is an
seeking
alien
answers
race
to
on the
one of
moon, for
humanity's
example,
oldest
threatening
questions,
us,
as it investigates whether
then
Yes.
everyone would stop working. Why would we work?
life on
Why
Mars.
would I go tomorrow
President
to
Obama has
work
laid
at
out
9
a
o'clock?
vision
If
for
I
sending
hear that an
humans to
alien race
Mars.
is threatening
And
us,
today's landing
I wouldn't
marks a
go.
significant step
I would think about
achieving
other things
this goal.
to
And now
survive.
it's my pleasure to
Maybe
introduce
work
to
is
you
maybe work
a
is an
very
option to
dear friend
survive,
of
but
mine. He is the president's
I
science
can
advisor.
I can
the
understand,
director of the
imagine
Office
that
of Science
people
and
are going
Technology Policy, and a
to
guy
leave
who
the
was sweating
economic
through
system
this,
and their jobs and
as he told me a little while ago, he thought he was going to
seek
throw up at one point,
safety with their loved ones.
and he's probably mad
Okay,
because
that's
I told him that,
a
but
good
my
theory.
friend
Yeah.
Dr. John
Okay,
Holt.
let's see NASA or friends from NASA. This is a great. I saw this one a long time ago.
Yeah.
I wanted to start by saying thank you for sharing that, Charlie. Well, today on Mars, history was made on Earth. The successful landing of Curiosity, which is, as Charlie has said, the most sophisticated
landing,
roving
the
laboratory
rover,
ever
the
sent to
rover
another
Curiosity
planet,
landed on
marks
Mars.
what is really
yeah.
an unprecedented technological tour de force. It will stand as an American point of pride far into the future. It's also just the latest example of a long-standing truth about the United States, that even the longest of odds are no match for America's unique blend of technical acumen and gutsy determination.
Yeah.
And that's certainly
Huzzah.
for all of the folks at JPL, at Caltech, at NASA, and our partners whose instruments, as Charlie has pointed out, were on this, this lander. Thanks, big thanks are due
This is the team leader.
to all of them. Our continued preeminence and progress in space and here on Earth in other domains such as biomedicine and healthcare, clean energy, national security, advanced manufacturing, all of this depends on our continuing commitment to science, technology, and innovation, and the passion for adventure that has driven us to explore new worlds. By sustaining our investments in basic research and exploration, we ensure that America will remain at the forefront of the scientific frontier. So I really want to personally congratulate on behalf of myself, but also on behalf of my boss, President Obama, the team here at JPL at NASA and around the country that contributed to this spectacular achievement. I can only imagine what incredible data and new understandings are going to be
He's on his
uncovered in
phone.
the coming days, months.
What is he doing on his phone? Texting. He has other hobbies. He's a team leader. He's texting on his phone.
Yeah, he's communicating probably with some tech departments. I don't know. Maybe his wife asks him what he wants for supper.
And if anybody has been harboring
I don't know,
doubts
but he's
about the
boss.
status of U.S. leadership in space, well, there's a one-ton automobile-sized piece of American ingenuity
He looks like an actor, like Tom Hanks.
that is
Maybe it is Tom Hanks.
and
Everybody's
it's
like- I
sitting
think
on the
everybody's
surface
part
of
of
Mars
it.
right now,
It's like
and
one
it
big,
should certainly
school
put any
place.
such doubts to rest. President Obama has challenged America, as Administrator Bolden just said, to send humans to Mars in the 2030s.
Wow.
And Curiosity is going to provide critical information about the red planet and what our astronauts will find once they arrive. The administration is committed to a vibrant and coordinated strategy of Mars exploration and planetary exploration more generally, and continuing America's leadership here on Earth and throughout the solar system.
Great speech.
So congratulations again, and long live American curiosity. Thank you.
Oh, nice. Well prepared. He read some paper.
Yeah, very good translation.
Yeah, he's reading it.
Look, they got something. Okay.
Let me thank all of you one more time. John Holder and I,
Let's
unfortunately,
do
have got to
Mars.
go boogie to go somewhere else. We're going to leave you in the very erstwhile hands of Charles Alachi and the technical team, and they've got a little bit more detailed stuff to tell you. So
Detailed stuff.
have a great night, and congratulations to all of you again.
Okay, guys, before we start, we have a new picture of Mars. Come on.
We have a new picture of Mars.
Here comes the rest of the EDL team. The Mars Curiosity team entering right now.
Remember that?
They are quite happy.
The team is coming in. The team is coming. Curiosity team.
Yeah, they look like a bunch of smart guys.
High five and everything.
Who's this guy?
He's one of the managers. High five. They introduced him at the beginning. At the head of the technical department.
Let's see what I think actually.
Double high five.
He's got you.
We're celebrating the landing with the race team. This is the technical team behind. All these guys.
Yeah, okay, they don't look for you. They need a crazy team.
All teams there.
So what is the order that you are doing?
So you see, this doesn't look like acting.
Somebody
No, I think this is quite good. I think they are genuinely happy about that performance. What do you think then? You think this is fake? Look him. He looks quite happy.
I think
And maybe it's out of context that they're happy for something else. And that it's risky something.
I think it's acting.
Why?
Why would you express conference, high five, the whole team?
To show that they are happy and that they are successful.
Praise everybody, yeah. Everybody gets thank you.
The NASA is
The NASA team.
the NASA team is their work is paid by the civilians. Taxpayer money. Yeah. So they need to show success. Otherwise, they don't get money anymore. So they must.
They must show it.
Yeah, they must show success.
They have a big channel.
What do you mean?
Video channel, NASA YouTube channel. These are the videos.
Taxpayer money.
Really a lot of money. 21 minutes ago, they just pushing the envelope. They had maybe 1 hour ago, NASA spent heritage. 22 hours ago, next space station 2. They're like having showing everything they're doing. NASA, 1.5 billion of million subscribers. They're still high-fiving everybody. It's a lot of high-fiving. Online.
I didn't see that.
This is on the landed on Mars.
This is actually a device which lands on the planet. So I can accept that, you know, but a human on the moon, I don't know.
This is the photo view. See the photo?
Okay, I think we need to get.
So this is
Nobody listening.
Okay, can we get everybody seated? Okay, can we get everybody? I need to take control of this thing.
Okay, let's see.
Okay, can we get? Yeah, can we have it stop people? Okay, can we stop, please? Can we get everybody seated?
No.
Let's go coffee.
Okay, needless to say, there is a lot of excitement in this room.
There's a lot of excitement in the room.
Okay, good night, good evening, everybody. Okay, can we get everybody, please? Can we get quiet, please?
Now, how much time do they not say it?
Please, everybody, can we get quiet?
Can we get quiet?
No.
I'm sure all of you want to hear about how things went.
No.
Well, tonight was a great drama that was played. I felt like an adventure movie, but in reality, I kept telling myself, this is real.
See, I felt like
this is
movies,
real, what's happening. And what a fantastic demonstration of what our nation and our agency, I felt like an adventure movie, but in reality, I kept telling myself,
Yeah, I felt like an adventure movie.
this is real.
Really.
But I kept telling myself
happening.
it
And what
really
a
didn't
fantastic
happen.
demonstration
A fantastic
of what our
demonstration.
nation and our agency, can do. I could only
I think they
think of
put
the
the
words
whole
of
thing
Teddy
in the
Roosevelt as
stage.
I was sitting there.
Yeah, the stage
It is far
everything.
better to dare mighty things even though we might fail
Play, you know.
than to stay in the
Yeah, a
twilight
cool
that knows
play.
neither victory nor
like all
defeat.
the,
And the team brought us victory, today. I can also only think about the Olympians. Here we had our team which went to the Olympics. We were not sure we were going to win, but this team came back with the gold. So thank you guys. We are so proud of you. And just think what an inspiration to the young people in the world by watching what these young people and old people like me have accomplished. It's really inspiring. I just was talking to my daughter and she was crying, about it, how exciting this is and how inspirational. So we hope that the tens of millions of people who have been sharing this adventure with us will be the people who will be carrying the torch, and continuing our exploration of the solar system.
Would you cry if they landed
And what a
on
bargain that we got this
Mars?
mission for.
Cry?
This movie costed you less than
Your daughter was
$7
crying
per
because they-
American citizen.
the
And
curiosity
look at the
rover
excitement
landed
that
on
we have brought and the
On the
inspiration.
moon,
that
Mars.
we have brought.
our Mars?
They have to go.
Yeah. Begin Mars, they tell her his daughter touched Mars.
Yeah, maybe she knows
And
how much
tonight
effort,
we just did the
They
landing.
put into it.
Tomorrow
yeah,
we're going to start
her
exploring
dad,
Mars.
put into
And
it,
next
all
week,
the
and
nights
next
that he was
month,
gone,
and next year, we'll be bringing
came back
new
late,
discovery every day, every week to all of you. And
when
we're going to continue
she
not
now
only
realized
exploring
it
Mars,
wasn't
but
in vain,
exploring
all
the
this,
solar system and exploring the
this
universe,
effort,
because our
and all this
curiosity has
energy.
no limit. Thank
put
you
in
all,
it.
and I'm going to introduce John Grunsfeld, who's the head of space science at NASA.
She's crying.
He's the head of space science. Somewhere.
Okay, let me see you.
Do we have sound? Great.
Sound.
We said before landing this afternoon, Charles and I here, that Mars is hard and success is not guaranteed. There are many out in the community who say that NASA has lost its way, that we don't know how to explore, that we've lost our moxie. I want you to look around tonight, all those folks with the blue shirts, think about what we've achieved. I think it's fair to say that NASA knows how to explore. We've been exploring, and we're on Mars.
I love her Maxi.
And while it certainly is an international collaboration, and we welcome the participation, this feat that you've seen tonight is something that only the United States of America can do, and the rover is made in the USA.
Made in the USA. Made in America.
And just to stay in character, we've been on the surface for 1 hour, 8 minutes, and 16 seconds. The last 8 months, and certainly for the 7 minutes of terror, has started to weave, an unbelievable story. As we get ready to transition to surface ops, I think what we really need to pay attention to now is that the Curiosity story is just beginning. And with that, I'll turn it over to the team.
Pete, that's the guy in charge of this project.
I think you can tell that the team is ecstatic at tonight's results. This is an incredible feeling for me personally, not only to be associated with such a tremendous event, but to have the privilege to be able to be asked to lead such an incredible team of people. I mean, as easy as it looked tonight, and it wasn't, but as easy as it looked tonight is because of the people in the blue shirts are standing around you, and because of thousands of others around this country, around the world, who worked on this for 7, 8 years to cause this to come to being. I mean, they've done an incredible job. Words cannot state the kind of job that they've done. 8 years ago, I sat on this stage and talked to some of you after the landing of Spirit, and then 3 weeks later after the landing of Opportunity. And I never thought I would ever say this, but this is better than that.
So the landing of Opportunity was another one. This is Curiosity. Like Opportunity.
I want to thank everyone who worked so hard on this project directly. Some of the people who've left the project because their work has been done, but they're with us in spirit tonight and have shared in the success. I want to thank, and I want them to thank, all the support of them, their significant others, and their families and their friends. This work is very hard, it's very demanding, and without the support at the home front, it can't be done successfully. And I know that my wife is, without whom I could not do this job, is a wonderful person. I'm sure that the team shares that attribute with their families as well. But I especially want to thank, and I especially want to recognize the gentleman who's sitting to my left, and that's Richard Cook. He has put blood, sweat, and tears into this project. But believe me, we would not have been successful without him tonight. And when you look at his record, Pathfinder, 2 MERs, and this one, unparalleled
2 MERs?
in the country.
2 Mars.
I mean,
to Mars.
Yeah. So I'll now let him humbly accept your accolades.
So that rocked. Seriously, was that not cool or what?
Oh. Is that normal for a team leader? Oh, not for that. What's that for sound?
I have been lucky.
Don't forget there are maybe a bit nerdy, socially, oh no, emotionally less.
So I'll now let him humbly accept your accolades.
So that rocked. Seriously, was that not cool or what?
Mars.
I have been lucky enough to have done this now 4 times, and it never gets old. Seriously, it's just a great experience. And there are some people out there, Rob Manning and Dara Sabai and some of the other folks who have done this as many times, and I know they've all just had the exact same experience as I did tonight, which just gets better every time. It just is amazing. Pathfinder was great, but we were young and stupid, frankly. And now to have an appreciation for how hard it is and how much effort it takes from as Pete said, a team of hundreds and thousands of people around the world is it's inspiring, and it's a little bit overwhelming at times how much effort has been required and how much everybody deserves this great success we've had. I can't let Pete compliment me without returning it. And you know, there is the guy who's been in charge of 3 of these things. There's pretty much, I think nobody else in the world has that record to be the project manager for 3 Mars landings. And so I think that he's going to have that, no matter what he does from now on, he's going to know that he's the only guy in the world that's ever done that. So good job. There you go. Okay, well, then I want to also compliment the 2 guys to my left here. Let me start with the one furthest on the left there, he's now got the keys. He's the guy that's going to make this thing just go down in the record books as far as what we were able to learn on the surface. And I know he's already looking at the pictures saying, is that Mount Sharp? Or what can I see there? And all kinds of stuff. And so he's got the keys pretty soon. Not quite yet, but pretty soon he'll have the keys. Yeah, and he'll make some great history out of what we've been able to do with this thing on the surface. And I know Curiosity will, as I said, really be set the record, go down in the record books as an amazing scientific mission. But I can't let the guy in between me go. My friend here, Dr. Stelzner, is been the father and the mother and everything in between of the landing system we've built, and certainly has been its biggest proponent. I remember going to reviews and him saying, "Hey, I think this thing can work, and you guys just have to give the team a chance." 7, 8 years ago, and then just stuck with it through every failed test, through every review that didn't quite work out the way we wanted it. And so he really deserves a huge amount of credit for what's happened tonight. And hopefully everybody appreciates his contributions. I know I certainly do. So.
Let's hear what the father and the mother is.
He's tense.
Say something profound.
I am terribly humbled.
Say something profound.
I am terribly humbled by this experience. I, forever, secretly,
he's going to cry,
have felt that I do not deserve to be in the position of leading the team that I lead.
Yeah, give the guy an Oscar, man.
Because they are certainly in sum and largely by count of individual more capable than I. That great things take many people working together to make them happen is one of the fantastic things of human existence. And in my life, I am and will be forever satisfied if this is the greatest thing that I have ever given. There is a new picture of a new place on Mars. And for me, at least, that's the big payoff. And to work as part of such a talented group of people, shepherded by Pete and Richard. And I'm not just talking about the EDL team, I'm talking about the entire team. team, soup to nuts, the caliber of people here at JPL, the other centers who contribute. It's a tremendous honor, and it is a humbling experience to work with them. And I think that this nation is a truly great representation of a corner or a piece of humanity that reaches out and explores and conquers and engineers. We are kind of tool makers, agriculturalists, pioneers, and that's reflected in the activities and actions and results of tonight. So I want to say thank you to the blue shirts.
Thank you to the blue shirts. Yeah, good speech. Yeah, I like to thank you. I love gratefulness. Good news, good attitude.
Adam, I want to say something. Adam and his wife are expecting a baby in 3 weeks, so we wish them the great luck.
Thank you, Charles.
Child number 2.
Yes, my second daughter comes in just a few weeks here. My wife has been calm at home, or actually she's in Beckman Auditorium, but she was debating because the last thing we didn't want to have is 2 babies born on the same night. A couple of other groups of folks that I'd like to thank, that I think we all are thankful for. Certainly this beautiful theater of tonight.
Beautiful
the
theater.
drama of us all being able to experience it together comes through the efforts of the Odyssey tonight.
Some babes in the audience. Or a
couple of other groups of folks that I'd like to thank, that I think we all are thankful for. Certainly this beautiful theater of tonight.
He has an earring here, and he has like 2 in the other ear.
The drama of us all
look. He has 2 more earrings there. He has like 3 earrings.
Being able to experience it together comes through the efforts of the Odyssey project and the Odyssey spacecraft and that team brings it together.
Theater of drama, he calls it.
3 earrings.
Groups of folks that I'd like to thank, that I think we all are thankful for. Certainly this beautiful theater of tonight. The drama of us all being able to
The theater of tonight, the drama of all. He's calling it the theater.
Experience it together comes through the efforts of the Odyssey project and the Odyssey spacecraft and that team being able to get that bent pipe UHF telemetry to us. Unrivaled in the experience for all of us. And naturally, the DSN and the X-band telemetry that really allowed us to back that up. So please, a round of applause for our comm.
We've been looking at this for half an hour. Great show.
And with that, really, I have nothing more to say. That picture says it all for me.
Billions of dollars.
Thank you, Adam, for getting us on the surface. I think that is the best picture of Mars I've ever seen. And I can guarantee you, in the days, hours, and months and years from now, you're going to be hearing about an incredible science story, and I'm not going to bore you with that tonight. You're going to have to wait for that one, because on behalf of everybody on the science team, 406 team members, we thank everybody that was involved in this enterprise. Charles, Pete, Richard, Adam, everybody that pulled this together. There were over 3,500 JPL employees. I won't count contractors and subcontractors, but I'm sure there were thousands more. 9 science instruments, 10 science instruments, 9 principal investigators, 7 countries, Germany, France, Spain, Russia, Denmark, Britain, Canada. All of us are the beneficiaries of your hard work. we've hardly even scratched the surface, and you're seeing it right there. And I just want to leave you with one thought about what this success brings to everybody that is involved in this enterprise. There is no greater inspiration for middle school children that are going to math, science, and engineering than a mission to Mars. The number of hits on the website is unparalleled. The emphasis on the excitement that this generates is what we bestow upon our children. The money, $2.5 billion, we don't put it in the rover and send it to Mars, we spend it here on Earth. And Charles mentioned at the beginning that this whole enterprise, if you divide it by every woman, child, man in this country, comes out to be the cost of the movie. I know I speak on behalf of all my colleagues in science. That's a movie I want to see. So thank you all.
That's a movie I want to see. He also mentioned a movie.
All my colleagues in science upon our children. Of all my colleagues in science, that's a movie I want to see.
Australia and up in Goldstone.
I've ever seen. And 3,500 JPL success brings. And Charles mentioned at the beginning that this whole enterprise, if you divide it by And Charles mentioned at the beginning that this whole enterprise, if you divide it by every woman, child, man in this country, comes out to be the cost of the movie. I know I speak on behalf of all my colleagues in science. That's a movie I want to see. So thank you all.
I would have paid $2.5 billion to see this movie. $2.5 billion, so that's this movie. Say it's worth your penny. Instead of the taxpayer, this is worth every penny you pay. That's what he said.
That's what he said also.
A movie I want to see, thank you all. I would pay that money to see this movie.
Okay, we're going to open it up for questions.
It's worth the money. It's the money I would pay.
Let me wait for a microphone to come over to you.
You actually said it.
Go ahead and give us your name and affiliation right there.
Actually indoctrinated us. Oh my God.
Said it plainly.
America Space.
Adam,
tell us about the landing.
Man. This is so freaking fake.
So you paid $2.5 million to see this movie.
I can't tell you too much about it.
I would have paid.
No. Let me see it again. Let me see it again.
I'm being a little.
Phone to come over.
Of all my colleagues in science, that's a movie I want to see. So thank you all.
Oh my God. Don't put the rover and send it to Mars. We spent it there.
We spent it here on Earth.
And
don't put it in the rover and send it to Mars. We spend the money, the $2.5 billion here on Earth and
Charles mentioned at the beginning that this whole enterprise, if you divide it by every woman, child, man in this country, comes out to be the cost of the movie. I know I speak on behalf of all my colleagues in science. That's a movie I want to see.
And look at his eyes and his expression, eh? Yeah.
it's very like strict. It's like he's telling you plain face with a face for the.
Shit, wat moet ik nou weer zeggen? Yeah.
He knows I'm lying to you, but this is I'm telling you the truth.
But he thinks, oh my God, what did I just say? But look, continue.
So thank you all.
You see his eyes and you hear him gasp for breath after he said that.
And Charles mentioned at the beginning that this whole enterprise, if you divide it by every woman, child, man in this country, comes out to be the cost of the movie. I know I speak on behalf of all my colleagues in science. That's a movie I want to see. So thank you all. Every woman, child, man upon our children. The money, $2.5 billion. We don't put it in the rover and send it to Mars. We spend it here on Earth. And Charles mentioned at the beginning.
They don't put it in a rover.
I'm done.
We spent it here on Mars.
We spent it here on Earth. And Charles mentioned at the beginning that this whole enterprise, if you divide it by every woman, child, man in this country, comes out to be the cost of the movie. I know I speak on behalf of all my colleagues in science. That's a movie I want to see. So thank you all.
We spent it here on Mars.
I'm done.
beginning,
Yeah,
that this
it's
whole
only halfway,
enterprise,
we're
if
only
you
halfway
divide it
through.
by every woman, child, man in this country, comes out to be the cost of the movie. I know I speak on behalf of all my colleagues in science. That's a movie I want to see. So, thank you all.
I told you,
Very much.
I told you, they are so fake as what?